All right, in this volume we will pick up our travels on the Chile line north from Servilleta, come to the end of the isle, the mountains around Taos in the background, Tres Piedras Station, representation of the stockyard, and we'll head on towards the water tank. Looks like the arroyo is gathering some dumping ground here. We have a coal shed, the Tres Piedras Station, which is the only station I did build from a kit, which is not exactly Tres Piedras, but I like the kit, so I included it on my layout. There is a cistern that shows on the valuation reports. And the pretty much abandoned stockyard. Continue heading north. Thanks to Bob Rizzi, who made the pine trees in the background. We come to the Tres Piedras water tank, which is still standing today. Barely, but it's still there. Again, Tres Piedras was modeled somewhat in reverse of what the actual location was, just to kind of make the scenes flow together better on the layout. And then we'll head down the grade past Volcano and north towards Antonito. Well, I like the scenery in this area. It's really not representative of this portion of the actual Chile line along Volcano. It's supposed to represent Mount San Antonio area. So this section is due for a rebuild. In fact, this area up through and including Tres Piedras, I'm planning on removing it and redoing the layout in this area. A couple reasons why I'm doing that. You can see that the grade here is, quite frankly, it's too steep. I have to double head C19s in this section, and although during the winter time when there was snow, they did double head, but I've been dissatisfied with having to double head out of Antonito. So I'm going to redo this section, possibly very significantly, but time will tell. Bottom line minimum, I'm going to raise this area up to be pretty much the level that Taos Junction is across the aisle, widen the aisle a little bit, and hopefully I'll be a little more satisfied with how that's turned out. Okay, we're going to head to the unfinished portion of the layout, which is Antonito. Here's a photo of Chile line crossing the bridge just outside of Antonito. And the scene today, this needs to be colored, dark volcanic rock. Anyways, we move on in. I've represented the sheep dip track. Antonito has a complete Y for turning, although does it have a short tail on the Durango portion. Here's my San Juan train, which is temporarily sitting on the Y so that the operation crews can build the next train going south, train 425, and then we'll reintroduce the San Juan and do the appropriate switching here at Antonito. Again, I've got a lot of buildings that are just sitting here. The freight station has been under construction for, I hate to tell you how long. Probably goes back at least 20 some years. But this area I've had 3 other chili line layouts, and Antonito has always been the most difficult for me, simply because I want to find the best way to stage tracks, stage trains, have adequate running room for the San Juan, and the switching that was done on the chili line. The Antonito station I also built quite a number of years ago, and it's due for a rebuild. Here's a famous photo of the K-28 switching at Antonito. So the tail end of the Y would head towards Durango, have the cars in the yard. And some random Antonito buildings. The Rocky Mountain Fruit Company. Water tank. Coaling dock, will have to be built in the open space that you see. And I use this to hold additional rolling stock, pretty much like a visible staging yard. Again, this area will need to be completely redone. I'm looking forward to that project. All right, as we say goodbye for this trip on the chili line, thank you for riding along with me and allowing me to do a little walking tour of the layout as if you were visiting. I'm going to discuss my operations plan on the chili line in a future video. If you want to know more about the chili line, please join the chili line group on groups.io. Be glad to have you there. Thanks for watching this series. Catch you next time.